lot of business people are very dubious when it comes to education. So when they're making business cases, or business case, or business proposition involving education, there's no money in education. Yeah, they're right. I can see where their thinking is there, but they're missing the point a little bit. The greatest users of this sort of devices are usually young adults, not only. They intrinsically get it. So how, and then of course they go on, they're going to be the leaders tomorrow, for good or for bad. They're the ones who need to be influenced, and they're the ones who, in a few years, they're going to be writing the rules regarding e-learning, or e-commerce, or e-government. I mean, when I wrote an article last year about e-learning, I quoted 800 million devices. This year, Nokia confirmed there's a billion. Those things are growing incredibly fast. Computer sales in certain parts of the world, I mean, they're steady. But these things are outstripping them because you do have internet on it, you do have this, you do have that. Where it's almost like a revolution, it slips into your palm, it's there and away you go. My students are really into it. What I'm finding is the students are coming back after Christmas and so on and so on. And they've got these really nice phones that they've been given for Christmas. And it is their favourite toy, of course. And they can do some amazing things, but it'll be nice to turn those toys, their favourite toys, into a learning tool as well. Some of these little files, of course, now, these little things, they can go up to a terabyte in China, and that's extraordinary. As for the parents and all that, they love it because their kids come home and they say, oh, look what I did at school today, and they can actually physically see it. Oh, okay, so parent-teacher night, and instead of saying, okay, how's my son and daughter going, parents can actually go up to me and say, oh, I know what they're doing in your class, that's really great. Telcos, what they need to do in New Zealand is they, first and foremost, they need to sit down with teachers who are actually doing this sort of stuff and hear out these stories. The thing that many teachers and some students still struggle is just to understand all the applications that are available. I mean, a lot of teachers who now getting into their 50s, and I mean, when they were growing up, there was tape decks, Man on the Moon, and they were amazing. You want to start any sort of movement, any sort of ideas, you get a group of teachers who excel in or have an interest or are passionate, and work with them, resource them, make sure it's available. It doesn't necessarily mean a huge budget, it's not that at all. And I think that's where a lot of people get a bit worried, is that they think that when we mean resources, they automatically say, oh, they're talking about millions of dollars. No, we're talking about, oh, here's the latest and greatest phone, here's the manual, and here's some time for you to actually work it out. And here's an expert available as well, just in case. For instance, the data projector phones that are coming up, seriously, somebody needs to sit down before they come to New Zealand, before they officially launch, and test them. What works best? If telecommunication companies could actually get hold of one, sit down with a teacher, and say, okay, what do you make of this? Where can you see the potential? And that's where telecommunication companies need to go. They can't just say to teachers, look, we've got all this wonderful products, because I mean, telecommunication companies really don't. I mean, Telecom New Zealand, fantastic, fantastic, but we don't entirely understand how it completely works. So we also need to sit down with telecommunication engineers, or with specialists, at least marketing people, and actually say, okay, how does this work before it comes out officially? Now, I know that's a big ask, but it needs to be done because it will allow teachers to become better advocates for this type of learning. So if telecommunication companies could come on board by sitting down with teachers, particularly the ones who are leading the field, and saying, okay, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Then resourcing us, and then working out etiquette as well. Because it won't matter if you have all these wonderful ideas that phones aren't allowed in class or school. The difference between manners and etiquette is manners are making people feel good, you know, in the best possible way. Well, etiquette is, this is how you will behave. And unfortunately, with mobile devices, there has to be Cedevita kits in classes. That just has to be. Otherwise, it's just going to be anarchy and chaos. So that's just the way of the future for the kiddies. It's simple as that. So.